There have been some puzzle pieces on this land journey. Oh my gosh. I'm a full-time gypsy soul nomad. Started back in September 2018, almost 3 years now. And from the onset, I had this feeling that I wanted to get a shed and turn it into a cabin. That was my dream. Didn't know anything else except that I would probably have to buy land. And there are so many puzzle pieces over the last 2.5 years. The first puzzle piece was the tiny home community that I visited in, was it March, April 2019. I stayed at the community for a couple weeks and I thought, this is it, this is it. And then there was part one journey, fall 2020. Oh my gosh, 33 or 30 plots of land that I looked at. Doesn't matter, somewhere in the 30s. And then part two came along, another puzzle piece, and that was spring 2021, just behind us. Another puzzle piece, guys, was your comments and your thoughts along the way. I read them all. I take them most of the time to heart. And then, of course, in this journey has been work. My bank account, a puzzle piece, so that I could stick to my conviction to pay cash for a tiny home cabin and a plot of land. Well, hopefully you saw last week's video where I revealed to you what I'm going to be doing, and it doesn't have to do with buying. It has to do with leasing as far as the land goes. But in this journey, I have found and know more of who I am and what do I know for sure about myself. Hope you'll join me. Linda here, Serene and Simple Life. It was April 3rd, 2021, which just happens to be Good Friday, when a door flung wide open. I walked through it and I made a commitment to put my tiny cabin on leased land. Yes, I can hardly believe I'm even saying the word lease. But I definitely did not make this decision on a whim. I will put the link in the description for you to watch last week's Sit and Share Sunday, which is what this is. For a few weeks now, I'm going to be sharing with you more in depth of how this decision to let go of buying land and leasing came to be. Well, in order to come to a good place, a very happy place with all of this, I took a look into my personality and what I know about me. And I made some notes. I've got a whole bunch of bullets here to share with you about who I am and what I know about me. Perhaps as I'm going down this list, some of these you will be able to resonate with. Others might not mean very much to you. And some of these points will give you some food for thought about who you are and what you know about you. When I work and I do things, they come with a sense of urgency. I get an idea, I follow through. I hardly ever think thoughts with someday in mind. Once upon a time, I was told that someday never comes. Just going to run down this entire list. Some of these I will relate to my land journey. Some you'll be able to figure out on your own. Okay, there have been times in my life when the follow through, which I just mentioned in number 1, has not brought me to God's will. I've bought a couple homes in my life that I didn't feel total contentment with, but I went through with the sale anyways. It's kind of like choosing my way instead of waiting on God. I don't know, like I didn't think there was going to be anything else out there. I was tired, done looking, combination of things. I actually thought that I might end up settling with buying land. The thought was starting to come to me that I'm going to settle just to fulfill my desire to follow through. And then I would work my best to make it work. I would work through some of the negativity. For instance, I have a little list here and things are blowing, so I have everything clipped down. I wrote this down way earlier. Being isolated a bit is okay. Really? For me? I'm not so sure about that. Being isolated would give me privacy for future workshops that I would like to do about this lifestyle and friend visits. You know, I would have privacy, lots of privacy, no one looking at me. Less distraction of my surroundings would mean more focus. Being isolated would be cheaper and more affordable. I actually even considered, I forgot to tell you last week, I considered going totally off grid, like maybe West Tennessee, and, you know, really living off the land. Soil it. I priced those out instead of getting septic. I've watched Anne's Tiny Life, and she is brilliant the way she does things, and you can tell that she enjoys it. And I decided to put myself in her shoes and see if that might be me, and it's not. It's not. I don't have that physical strength that she has. I don't have that will or desire, but I considered it just to be able to have my own land. Sometimes I have to get stuck in the muck and spin my wheels before facing facts. What do I mean by that? Well, like my bank account. Oh, I could stretch the dollar. Just stretch the dollar and make it work. I looked at a lot of pieces of land that, looking back now, were quite similar. You know, they were out off the beaten path. They were, didn't really have scenery. But I just had to keep spinning my wheels. And to face some truths. A piece of land was not going to fulfill the needs that God knows that I need. So what do I need? I figured it out. Okay, I don't give in. I don't give up easily. I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. Pride gets in the way. Pride gets in the way. I said I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. This is how it's going to be. This is what I'm going to do. Not always. Example in my life, relationships. I've stayed too long. There were times when I knew that it wasn't a relationship for me, but I stuck it out, spun my wheels, and didn't give in. Kind of like fitting a square peg into a round hole. Or in this case, with the land, it was kind of like not wanting to lease. I only wanted to own, no matter what. These are all very random, as you can tell. They don't flow together. They are just things that I have. While I was driving, I actually wrote most of these down, you know, in a safe way. I took my pen and made little scribble notes, or when I parked for a little bit. I have $1 million taste with a poor man pocketbook. My parents used to tell me that. And then I've already told you I try to stretch $1 till I've stretched it too far. Yes, I have $40 for this. Well, maybe I have 60. Brought on a lot of heartache and debt in my life thinking like that. I walk the talk, and I'm proud of that. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I told you I wasn't going to lease. I think there was a couple times where I said, I certainly hope that I don't go back there for a long time. Okay, I'm a visual. Surroundings are important to me. Whoa, there was a few times where I should have just walked away, like there was no surroundings. There was nothing pretty to look at. It was like, okay, Linda, me, myself, and I in your tiny cabin, now what? And back to the $1 million taste. You know, some of the places I looked with the $1 million homes, that wasn't a place for unrestricted property. So where was I going to get the mountains? Where was I going to get the lake? Well, if you have $100,000, sure, then you get the lake, or then you get the mountains. You know, just so many times, more often than not, my surroundings were with unrestricted land were less than desirable, and we'll just leave it at that. I showed you some of that along the way. It's very windy today. I'm holding on to the tripod. I need to be shown or told more than once. You know, some of these things I'm admitting about myself, I'm not proud of. Like, what part of no don't you understand? The cost to develop land. I've read your comments. There was times when somebody would be like, 10,000 to put in a well, and I'm thinking, no, 5 or 7. Well, that could be, but it's better to budget on the high end, you know, because some other expense is going to come in along the way. So I had to be shown, and I had to be told more than once. Yepper. I think I kind of already touched on this, that I don't take no for an answer easily. No to me means not now, or it doesn't mean not never, like never. I forge through stumbling blocks. The well being too expensive? Well, I'll find a place that has, that God will show me somewhere that has water. And that could have still happened. And I will share with you later on in another Sit and Share Sunday how buying land would have worked for me. It would have worked if my circumstances had been different. And of course, you already know, number one is financial. So, but I'll explain that to you in another video, and we'll delve into that a little bit. I've always chosen to take the long road. and also to forge through every option available. I don't know. Did I want to see, how many pieces of land did I want to see, you know? And I visited probably 100 online. So yeah, 43 in person, but well over 100 online. There were times in my life when I would look at, there was one in particular, I looked at I think 30 apartments before I decided on an apartment. Really? And it wasn't the apartment of my dreams. I never had an apartment of my dreams. One came close, but it was too expensive. The $1 million taste. I have graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. Now, sometimes I'm proud of that fact because it's taught me many things in life that I would not have figured out otherwise. It is what it is. You know, God doesn't waste. He doesn't waste hurts. He doesn't waste your mistakes as long as you learn from them. That's what's so important. And lastly, when I get something in my mind that I want to accomplish or do, I don't give up. I think that kind of brings us back to number one, where I shared, I follow through with my ideas. I believe it's always too soon to quit. I just discovered, through the things that I need, that a community best suits me. And I didn't realize that the community that I found was really out there until God took me on this journey. I am not going to say, never will I own a piece of land. I'm not thinking like that at the moment. I'm not going to say someday either. But it's not out of the question if the circumstances are different, which is another Sit and Share Sunday coming up in the next couple weeks. I'm excited about this decision to lease over own land. I know it must come as a big surprise to some of you because I was so adamant that I wanted to own and not give money to somebody else. And that is also another video coming up. I have rationalized the money I'll be spending leasing land and what it covers. I'm very excited about that. God has met all my needs. I'm going to share with you later a list of what I needed in my land and how all of those needs have been met. Even though I won't be owning the land, I'll be leasing it. If you want to continue following me on this journey, I'm going on a 6-month road trip while my cabin is being built. It's ordered. I'm so excited. I'm not going to be sharing exact location of where I'm going to be. I did share that in a previous video. You can email me and we can go from there as to who I'm going to share what with. That'll be discernment. And I need to know about you if you email me. A picture of you would be nice too. But if you want to follow this journey, subscribe, click the bell for updates. That way they stay in order for you. This journey is about knowledge, fun, work, play. I've got so many cool videos in my playlists. And I really appreciate you sharing this with other people, not only for myself, but so that the word gets out. I'll always be a gypsy soul and nomad at heart. This next year will look a little different, I do believe, unless God has something else in mind. But I will continue sharing my journey, how it looks as I refuel, renew, regroup. Someone commented static. I don't necessarily think I'll be static because I'm going to keep on going and seeing and doing. And I live in the moment. I enjoy life. I enjoy every day. And I'm thankful and blessed. I'm thankful and blessed for you all who have stuck with me. Your beautiful comments, your support, your love, your care, your financial support, all of it has helped me to get to where I am right now. Your comments, your ideas, your thoughts. And this all was necessary to get to where I'm at now. So apply that to your own life. What are you going through? Where are you going? What are you doing? How does your journey look? And where is it taking you? So with that, till next Sunday, Sit and Share, where I share with you how this all lines up with what I needed in owning land and how it all looks. Blessings in your day and joy in the journey.